Okay, Michael, it was kind of a weather-themed scrimmage today because of the bad weather that came through the area, but it took maybe a little bit longer than Alabama wanted, but they played through it and kind of got the results they wanted out of today. What was kind of the big takeaway from Nick Saban's post-scrimmage press conference?
Well, yeah, they said a 40-minute delay. He came in a little bit wet and telling us we were probably happy that we didn't get to watch this one, but he talked about the quarterbacks. He didn't give any numbers with the quarterbacks. At the rain conditions created a situation where it was hard to judge numbers based on what they did. But said they had some good command. I mean, it just kind of a little bit of everything, not too many specifics, but there were some big plays. Kenyon Drake having the most receiving and rushing yards. It's something that I'm sure will get people talking.
I think the key thing to take away from scrimmage is always going to be who got injured. And I think there's one key injury to talk about, and that's going to be Dominic Jackson. He's got an ankle injury. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. It's a key time for him because it seemed like he was making a move on the offensive line at right guard. But I think now we're looking at kind of a clearer path to starting time for Alphonse Taylor.
Right, yeah, with Liam Brown being out, he hasn't seen any action yet this August. It's really opening up for the former, he came in as a nose guard, defensive lineman, so it's kind of worked out for him. He's got a big stage to try to prove himself.
And kind of following up with what Nick Saban said earlier in the week, really seems like the offense is ahead of the defense at this point. And I think that's maybe partially due to injuries. So the defensive line's been affected a lot by injuries. A'Shawn Robinson not playing today, Dalvin Tomlinson not playing today, and then just a handful of other guys. Trey Priest not out there, Eddie Jackson's not out there. But really, he kind of even went beyond that and said there's maybe a little bit more leadership, more maturity, more seniority on that offensive side of the ball, and that's why right now he came out with the comment that the defense needs to get better, period.
Right. You have the entire defensive line that started the A-Day game haven't been together. The spring didn't play today together. There's still Jaron Reed and Ivory are still acclimating back into the practice, so it's been a rough go for it.
Only 3 weeks till the season opener, so that's a lot of time, and then Alabama will be back here next week for its second scrimmage of the preseason.